put a little small gamified methods for not gaming issues in our courses in order to enhance and motivate our bachelor students to be more engaged with the topics of marketing. And this engagement and informal learning I'm gonna share with you is just such a small but very successful case. What we have done, in fact, all our students in fourth course of marketing, more than 75 in total, were divided into different groups, a maximum of 5 persons, and every team has a specific task to find out a museum in Sofia, to make a full exploration of this music, and to make a gamified design based on the so-called and conservative method of real physical passport. Yes, passport with several stations which the students selected in each museum, most interesting artifacts, to be put into this stamp to make a curated route and to enhance the visitors of each museum using this stamp to pass through each station with small and very simple paths and questions to find out the next artifacts, to have a stamp based, and in addition to put a QR code as an additional layer in each station for more educative information of each visitors. This is the summary of what I want to present you now. So, the roadmap of the presentation is why low-cost engagement matters for museum learning. The STEM-based gamification model, tangible passport, plus optional QR layer, multi-site pilot design across 15 Bulgarian museum and heritage institutions, real aggregated findings, engagement, clarity, recall, and QR use as opposed advanced actions, transferability, limitation, and practical amplification. So what is the problem we focus on? That the museum needs engagement tools that can deepen the attention without turning the visit into a technology project. Visitors often move very quickly through a museum halls and don't focus on one of the most important artifacts in the museum. Digital systems may be attractive, but they are not always financially or operationally feasible. A low-cost, tangible format can structure exploration while presenting the open-ended character of museum learning. The research question we put in our research is that can games entertain visitors? Not this the question, but can we translate the question, can a simple game structure guide attention and reflection? So the theoretical positioning is first that gamification, as I told you, design elements in non-gamification contexts. Some goals, some feedback, some progression, some milestones. Museum learning, free choice, object-centered and socially situated learning. Pay attention of the visitors. Visitors is more precognition for meaningful making. Prompts should be tied to visible cues. And last but very important, that human-centric design is based in our research. Technology is just an optional support layer, not in the center of all this process of design. The contribution and the research questions. Low-cost STEM passport model for hybrid museum participation. multi-site pilot action, diverse museum types, and stable, diverse, adaptable designs parameter. What is important about the framing of our research, that the study reports are preliminary, not casual, design relevant signals rather than effect estimates. I want to say this to the audience. You see the 3 questions we passed through. What engagement patterns are observed and reported during our research on-site and with the feedback after structured mixed interview? Which implementation factors enable transferability? And how does an optional cure-supported layer can function and can be an added value? So the journey of the stamp-based, as I told you in the beginning, start with a physical passport. Visitor collects stamps as selected stations. Curated route. They are not passed through the whole museum. Each station directs attention to an object, exhibit, or visual detail. Micro tasks. Short inquiry prompts, recognition on interpretive question. Not too much information. Milestone feedback. Feasible progression, encourage routes completion. And of course, about the cure layer, giving additional context of some important information of the current artifact. The logic of the model, inputs, activities, outputs, short-term outcomes, and design utility. The model clarifies what the study can and cannot claim. So some figures of the pilot design. We have 15 pilot sites, so it means 15 museums, including science, art museums, history, literature, archaeology. I also find out that there are 2 more museums in Sofia I've never heard. One is for pharmacy and one is for Renaissance literature of Bulgaria. 147 participants, equal to the service, 56 structure mix interview. And the method we use for our research, mixed evidence, cautious interpretation in addition. One-side observation, attention cues, bottlenecks, flow problems, structure interviews, standard ones, short post-visit survey, engagement, showing engagement, clarity, and recommendation of the second or continuing visit of the same participant in the museum. Recall the first question, recognition item codes, screened for semantic alignment, and some analysis, descriptive statistics, plus thematic coding, no causal interferences. Dataset overview. You see that engagement sets increasement from 3.51 to 4.45 on the base 1 to 5 scale. The first question, R1, correct rated from 58 starts to 83 across the sites. And the cure usage ranged from 10 to 50. The findings, some interesting table for the different kind of museums about the engagement and about the route clarity. You see regarding architecture museum, arts, national historic museum, literature, and science. The second finding, immediate recall to the cure layer. Also, you'll see that the weighted cure correct rate across sites is approximately 70.7%. The cure usage was moderate about 28% after completing the service. And this is confirms that QR works best as a short extension. It cannot be with so big added value and continuing period. And the physical stamped passport remain the core participation structure. Implementation frictions you see on the slides. Stamp points can create bottleneck in narrow or high traffic areas. Prompt clarity is critical. Tasks should be short, concrete, and object linked. QR use depends on connectivity, device readiness, and perceived added value for each participant. You see also that the staff coordination for stamp-based availability is in a very high position in the violet down on the scheme. Transferability framework, stable parameters, curated route with a limited number of stations, completely confirmed. Prompts tied to observed exhibit cues, milestone feedback through stamps, short reflection moment after the route, and adaptable parameters, number and spacing of station, visual identity at passport format, reward framing and route narrative, QR depth, and language level and prompt difficulty. The boundary conditions of the survey validity, no random assignment or controlled comparison, no casual claims, as I told you already. Small heterogeneous groups, self-report may involve social desirability, crowded galleries, narrow corridors, we find out with our students, long routes can weaken the model. Children may need a mediator, especially to prevent pure stamp collective behavior. And validity strategy, triangulation, survey plus interview and observation, explicit coding rules for recall, transparent limits, and external validity. What are the practical implementation for the museums and education after our research? For museums, low-cost engagement tool requiring limited infrastructure. So as this data is absolutely open, some of the students gave their work to the museums for free to be used and to be adaptive as it is prepared just for the certain museum. Can guide visitors without pre-prescribing interpretation. Absolutely possible. Useful for temporary exhibitions, family programs, and educational routes. For higher education, students become experience for designers, not only observers. Course-based projects can produce real cultural prototypes, and marketing and informal learning can be integrated in one tasks, what was our idea through the courses of the bachelors we educated. And the conclusion, stamp-based gamification is best understood as a pragmatic design strategy, not as a technological novelty. It structures attention through a tangible, visible, and progression mechanic. It supports immediate reflections through short, object-linked prompts. And also, again, the optional QR layer should remain concise and supportive, not dominant. And this is one of the passports which our students prepared from one of the groups for the Natural Museum. And what I want also as a small joke to show you that not every university has a real tyrannosaur in its rectorate. This is one of the museums of paleontology, which is in the rectorate of Sofia University. This was part of the also of the 15 explored museums of the tasks. Thank you for your attention.
Excellent. Thank you, Teodor, for this very inspiring museum.